Ohio State had their spring game yesterday. Doesn't sound like defensive line pleased a lot of people up there. It should not be a shock. They lost most everyone, and those were multi-year guys. That was part of the nucleus of what ended up being a national championship team. So talking to some people around that program, of course, that's not a shock, but look, they understand if we don't go and get some superstar difference maker out of the portal, we're going to be dealing with a limited hand on the defensive line this upcoming year. Now, here's what could happen. Remember this time last year, everyone, including me, was very skeptical that Notre Dame's offensive line could achieve at a high level because they were extremely inexperienced. And they go into A&M and they win week 1. That was supposed to be a huge mismatch against Notre Dame, and they win. And then they got hurt during the year, and they still found a way for that to be a strength of their team. So Larry Johnson's still there. That DNA of that Ohio State program is still there. Maybe they surprise everyone. What I'm saying is that's what it's going to take for defensive line to be a strength of that team this year. But every team has a weakness. Ohio State's got it. Oregon's going to have it. Penn State's going to have it. Everybody's in the Big Ten and beyond is going to have it. So you've got a really good coaching staff up there. That just means you've got to cover it up somehow. I think they're capable of doing that. I still think at the quarterback position, it'll be Julian Sayin who starts for them. But he wasn't the guy who trotted out there first yesterday. It was Lincoln Kienholz. I thought it was interesting that Sayin was the guy they put in to run 2-minute. And I think ultimately he's the one with the highest upside, and I think he will win the job. But I don't think he's won the job yet. And I know when they had public practice a couple of weeks ago, he did not have the best of days. And since you don't get to go to practice every day, that's kind of people's lasting impression of him. I think he'll be the one who ends up winning that starting job. But it's not the worst thing in the world. Competition, not the worst thing in the world. Picture the Texas game, though. Here, it's obvious why people are paying attention to the quarterback battle, because it's the quarterback position at Ohio State. But above and beyond that, if you picture what I just said, then you frame it within the context of Texas, because that's who they play week 1, by the way, in Columbus. If your defensive line is not close to being what it was last year, therefore you can't affect the quarterback like you could last year, or you can't get off the field on 3rd and 4th down like you could last year, you may need to score 35 to win in week 1. And if you have to do that, you got the wide receivers to do it. But if you have to do that, do you have the quarterback you trust to do that? Let me cut in really quick and ask, look, prayer hands, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you think you're subscribed, check and make sure. Over 50% of you aren't. It's free, it doesn't sign you up for anything, and it helps us keep the show free, college football year-round, the way God intended it. All right, back to the clip. That's why that quarterback position, that's why that battle is so important. You have one you can trust by them, not now, by them.